All right. We're back like we never left. Hey, yo, what up? This is your boy TT, and now we're coming back to the LungTrey segment. Remember, this is the segment we're going to be talking, listening, sharing, laughing. If it's laughable, niggas. Oh, you all know you gotta laugh. I mean, that's the whole point. The point is to laugh. So somehow I kind of feel like I'm speaking like I lost right now. Yeah, the guy doesn't know what he's saying, but to the audience, somehow it makes sense. Or maybe if you smoke crack, it makes sense. Speaking of crack, there's this other brewery. He's back like he's never left, man. Shebema Bena. So yeah, there was a video of him circling on the internet of him smoking crystal meth. Actually, he wasn't really smoking crystal meth. It's just that he was live, and then somehow a crystal meth pipe happened to be revealed or displayed on the video. And then the fans were not happy that, how could you, nigga? How could you? And in my opinion, I'm like, well, how could you? Because first of all, you guys need to remember that Shebeshkt is not a media personality. He's just a famous dude, right? He's just a famous dude who happens to be liked by almost everybody. I mean, I like the guy. His music is dope. Topless nigga, shit I'm fan, young tall. So, but then the fans were not happy that their idol is smoking crystal meth. So somehow they think it's bringing a bad image. It's giving like, "Mm-mm, this one is not the one." Well, you're not the one. First of all, you guys need to understand that this guy, he's an ex-con, right? And at the same time, he doesn't have management. And at the same damn time, this guy, he got his own producer. So there's no record label that tells him what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what to say, when to say it, how to say it. You know what I mean? So the fans are not happy that they look up to the person, and at the same time the person somehow he kinda living a reckless life. Well, as an audience, aren't you living a reckless life? I'm just asking. Maybe I'm asking for a friend, but aren't you living a reckless life? I bet somehow you are living a reckless life, but because you're not famous, you be like, it's hoorah, right? Hoorah. So you guys need to understand, the guy is not a media personality. He's just famous. He's well known, and his music is dope. I ain't gonna lie. His music is dope. His appearance is appealing, even though sometimes he be slapping fans. But I feel like sometimes you guys deserve it because you guys be provoking the guy, man. I mean, let me ask you a question. Would you ever go to the zoo and be provoking a lion meanwhile you know that the lion is dangerous? No, you stay away from the lion because it's fucking dangerous. Even Shebeshkt, he's dangerous but he's likable, just like the lion. Dangerous but likable. You can take pictures, you can dance with it, but don't try to provoke it because, I saw a lion eating a zebra. So, how could it? Well, first of all, a lion is a carnivore, right? Just like Shebeshkt. He's an ex-con. His behavior is gonna somehow be reference to where he comes from. But at the same time, because he's not under a record label, nobody tells him what to do. And that's what he wants, because he be saying that record labels, they be taking his money. He doesn't want his money to be going like a family tree branch. Shit like that, where from this person, it goes to that person, it goes to through that person, through that person, through that person, and then he end up getting his peanuts. Nah, he want all of his money, all of it. So you guys don't like the fact that he gets all his money, he pays his rent, he buys his own cars, he doesn't have his own personal driver to be driving him around, he drives himself to the gigs. So maybe you guys don't understand that. But anyway, I don't want to be talking much about Shebeshekt because it feels like maybe somehow we're giving the brew too much energy, right? So, Operation Tutula, guys, is back like it has never left. And I'm glad and I'm happy because that's what I've always wanted. That's what I've always wished for. Operation Tutula in the streets. Kicking all them fucking illegal immigrants out of the country. Because they be taking our money, they be taking our wages, they be taking our work, everything. So they got to go. They got to go. Here's a fun fact. Actually, it's not a fun fact because it's crazy. Apparently, there are 12 top police officials that are from, I don't know, from outside the country, but they came here illegally. Now, what? So, a commander-in-chief is a foreigner and he doesn't even have papers. And you wonder why we have so many immigration problems, so many foreigners who are not documented in this country. You wonder why? Because at the top, even those motherfuckers, they don't even have papers. Never mind, they don't even have papers. They're not from here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Operation Tutula, you gotta do your own thing because they are back in the street and they are saying, you know what, enough is enough. We've been quiet for so much, for so long, to a point where now South Africa, it seems like a playground. You know what, nigga? I think you're right. It kind of looks like it's a playground. But, hey, I think it's about time, man, we just take out some trash. Because all this immigrant shit is trash that we gotta remove. Niggas can't even eat in their own country because of this fucking trash that's eating our food, that's eating our beaches, that's eating our jobs, that's eating our money. So yeah, it's about time Operation Tutula get back in the streets and do some sweeping, man. Let's clean up the whole mess once and for all. Here's another story. It's so fucking crazy, man. It's so fucking crazy. So the Minister of Electricity whatsoever, it says the municipality owes Eskom more than 90 million. I mean, I think it's about time the government just come clean and be like, yeah, you know what? Eskom is not corrupt. It's us who corrupts Eskom. Because you know why? We don't have money and we don't have resources. We just want people who can provide our people with something. But in the process of providing the citizens and the country with something like electricity, we end up eating. Why? Why is that? Why is that, man? It's fucking crazy. I don't get it. So here's the thing, right? You guys need to remember that back in the days, Eskom, it used to be a private enterprise. It used to supply electricity for a specific group, and not even all the specific groups, or not all the white people, because not all white people are rich. Some are crackhead. Some are just poor. Some are living under the bridge. Go to Blackburn, you're gonna see all those motherfuckers. They be poor, drinking Kingsley and shit like that. That was my first time seeing a white crackhead drinking Kingsley, or a white person drinking Kingsley. I was like, nigga, are things really that bad that you end up drinking a $10 cold drink, or you just wanna save some shit? Well, how can you save if you don't have shit? That's what I'm trying to say. So back in the days, ESCOM used to provide electricity to a certain group of people. And then eventually the government intervened and it was like, you know what, how about you provide electricity for the rest of the country, man? Rest of the country. And then as a businessman, seeing that opportunity, I'm going to be like, all right, cool. In the process of doing that, eventually the population grows. Eventually the technology evolves. Now you're no longer only supplying electricity to the rest of the country, but now you have to even accommodate technology, some innovations, shit like that. My thing is, why does the government cannot just implement this greenhouse shit, greenhouse gases, where maybe, I mean, look at Dubai. Dubai, they are producing electricity through seawater or from seawater. In the third world countries like South Africa, we have oceans. Why can't we use those ocean water to create electricity? But now, the government be creating some red tapes and some bureaucracies where you can't just, you gotta go through a certain channel first. Well, fuck the channel, to be honest, because it's not really working for us. But I think maybe, yeah, it's about time the government just admit that, yeah, you know what, ESCOM is not corrupt. It's us, government officials, who are corrupt. And I said it in the previous episode. Any government official that is corrupt, they should be hanged. They should be killed on the spot because you motherfuckers know the law. How can a person working from the government not know the law? So if they are corrupt because they think nobody's watching. Well, we've always been watching your black ass, man, or your white ass. It's just different for you to just think. Just because you are a government official, you could just do as you please. Ha! Not this time. Not fucking this time. So yeah, man. It's crazy to a point where you just don't know who to trust. Because government is corrupt. ESCOM is fucked up sometimes because hey, back in the days, maybe let's say if I got 3 golf balls and one cost $10. Eventually, as time goes on, eventually as the technology evolves, the population increases, people end up being like, you know, the law of demand and supply. The law of demand and supply, it says that if the demand is high, the supply doesn't necessarily need to be high as well. You just gotta increase the price. So there's the law of demand and supply, and also there's what is this thing? The fiscal policy, the monetary policy. If the demand is high, increase the price. If the demand is low, increase the supply. Like, bah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyway, let's talk about something else. So there are these 5 men. Yeah, there are these 5 men who've been working from. They've been walking from Gauteng Springs to Limpopo by feet, just because they're trying to raise awareness of drugs. You see how I'm coughing right now? I don't know if this story is funny or it's upsetting or it's depressing because first thing first, you mean to tell me that only walking is the only source of means that you can use to raise awareness over drugs? So these motherfuckers, right? They walked from Springs to Limpopo because they wanted to meet the mayor in order to tell the mayor that, hey man, we need more rehabilitation center. I think maybe those 5 niggas were on drugs. And no disrespect, right? My thing is, yes, awareness is necessary in this world. In this country, a certain person has to rise and stand up and be like, enough is enough of this and that. We're tired. We cannot keep on tolerating certain bullshit, right? But the thing is, man, you mean to tell me that you couldn't even just go live on the internet, try to call the minister or the mayor and be like, hey man, this is our problem, this is what we are facing in our city or in our township? You niggas just decided to walk it off somewhere about 450 kilometers. Do you know how many hours that is when you are walking? Besides hours, do you know how much pain you're gonna be when you get to Limpopo? When you even find the heat? Damn, man. And I don't know, maybe it's true they're trying to raise awareness, right? But the thing is, in most cases, most of the people who are trying to raise awareness in certain things, in certain categories, whenever they start getting those fundings, they misuse them. Maybe they just want to use the rehabilitation center as a front. Have you ever thought of that? So you mean to tell me that at Springs, there are no rehabilitation centers whatsoever? I've lived at Springs for a couple of years. Not that I haven't heard of rehabilitation centers. I have. It's just that most of the addicts, they don't even want to go to rehabilitation center because they feel like, what's the point of going there if when I come back I'm going to smoke crack again? You know what I mean? That's the mentality of a crackhead. What's the point of me going to a certain place to rejuvenate myself? Meanwhile, when I come back, there's still more pressure. That is why prisons are packed. Because sometimes people just be thinking that, you know what, life is fucked up from the outside. Maybe it's just best if I just stay in prison. When I come out, commit more crime, and then go back again, because at prison you get free food, you get free access to internet, you get free access to all those stuff, and education is there. So why should I be paying for my own medical bills and stuff like that? Meanwhile, I can get it in prison. So that's why I've been thinking about this whole thing. Like, crackers don't even want to go to rehabilitation centers. They don't want to rehabilitate themselves, because rehabilitation, man, it's a state of mind. It comes from the mind. You gotta accept first that you need help. And you accepting that you need help don't necessarily mean you gotta go to rehab. You can rehabilitate yourself. Or maybe you feel like the best way to rehabilitate yourself is to surround yourself with more addicts. Share different stories, share lies. Well, if you think that's gonna work, good luck. We will see you when you get out, and we will see if you really stopped smoking crack. Because just because you are at the rehabilitation center doesn't mean people are gonna stop selling crack. People who sell crack, they don't even smoke crack. They sell it because it's their source of income. They don't give a shit about how it affects you as a third person. They just want that money. But anyways, let's talk about something else, man. Because Everything is just crazy these days. So, speaking of Springs, but not Springs as a town, but Ekurhuleni as a municipality. So the Ekurhuleni municipality has returned 9.5 million to the national treasure because they are saying they don't know what to do with their money. I'm like, say what now? You don't know what to do with the tender money. Why can't you just pass it over to somebody who can know what to do? Because if you can take the 9.5 million back, well, okay, I gotta applaud these people. I gotta applaud you for returning the money because you know that maybe you are incompetent. But at the same time, I gotta look at you in a different kind of perspective. Like, nigga, how could you? How could you return money to the national treasury? Meanwhile, you know that the unemployment rate in South Africa recently is even beyond 50%. People are hungry, people are unemployed, and you just decide that, you know what, I don't know what to do with this money. Let's just take it back. So you mean to tell me that in the municipality of Ekurhuleni, there's not even one person who's competent enough or who got the guts or the balls enough to be like, hey, we know what we can do with this 9.5. Have you seen the potholes? There are a lot of potholes in Ekurhuleni, man. Not even the potholes. Have you seen the shacks? People are living in shacks. Why can't you just build them RDPs and stuff like that? Or you still think you are incompetent enough not to create job opportunities for other people or to create a safe space for the citizen of Ekurhuleni? Come on, man. Come on, man. I don't get it. Why would the municipality decide to return back the money and then they say, well, that's the unspent money, we don't know what to do with it? That's the first time I hear shit like that, man. I never seen that or heard anything of that kind of behavior. Like, oh, the government now just decide that, you know what, we don't know what to do with this money. Let's just take it back. Let's just take it back. There's this story. I don't even know how I can begin to explain this certain story because I also don't get it. So, a Hawks investigator was killed by 12 soldiers, 12 military servants to be precise. And his name is Frans Mathipa. Yeah, earlier this week or late last week, Frans Mathipa was killed by 12 military servants. And apparently, Frans Mathipa, he's an Hawks investigator who was investigating an ISIS leader and a businessman who was abducted in Mall of Africa. I don't know what's going on in that story because nobody wanna say shit. So, but my thing is, if somebody is so powerful to a point where now they can just decide to send 12 military servants to come and kill you, to hunt you down and come and kill you, how powerful is this person who can just hire 12 military servants? And as a military soldier, well, I'm not saying I'm a military soldier, I'm saying if I was a military soldier, do you know how much balls you how much balls you gotta have to agree to this kind of deal? I bet someone from the top, like a government official, just decided that, you know what? Play it hot, guys. Play it hot. Like, oh, shit. So now we just gotta kill this motherfucker. Just like that. Kill this motherfucker. Just like that. Oh, man, that's crazy. I don't even want to talk about this story because, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Speaking of not knowing what to say, apparently the verdict is out for the Diddy trial, the Diddy case. But so far, they only reached like 4 verdicts: human trafficking, prostitution, shit like that. But then the RICO case is still outstanding. And according to what they're saying that the RICO case is the only case that is so that has I don't know, that has a solid foundation, but they don't know how to approach it. Because here's the thing, all those 4 charges, already the guy had pleaded not guilty, right? And they haven't called any witnesses, right? You know why they have not called any witnesses from the defense side? Is because they don't wanna lay a trap for themselves. Like maybe there's a slightly chance that maybe the guy is guilty, but hey, let us see what the law says and let us see what the law thinks before we can say, oh, we would like to call so and so to come and testify and be like, yes, this and that never happened. Because if we can call on a witness before the case become that solid, it's like we're shooting ourselves on the foot. Because the witness might come there and start talking shit only to find out that they are misleading, and then they're going to come back and be like, so yeah, remember you said this and that. Yeah, remember according to the what. So all those other 4 charges, even if the guy, they find him guilty, he might be out within 5 years or 10 years. Whether they're saying 15, 10, because apparently they're saying it's 215 and 210 plus 1 RICO case. The RICO, it's sentence for life. That's the one that has to stick. But they haven't reached the verdict for that one. So the fact that they haven't reached the verdict for that one, it makes me think maybe Diddy might win the case, man. Might even win the trial. The whole thing, they might just call it bullshit at the end. Because, man, I've been catching flus recently. My nose are blocked. I don't know if... Anyways, so if they reach the RICO case, they say, yep, we have reached the verdict for the RICO case, the nigga's going down. He's never gonna see the light of day. But because they're delaying that one, it shows that this nigga might win the case. And guess what? During trial, the guy said to his mom, don't worry, mom, everything's gonna be fine. You see how confident this guy is to say that. Don't worry, mom, everything will be okay. Because he knows this RICO case thing, they won't find anything. They're just trying to delay it. already on the other ones, people are gonna be retracting from their statement. They'll be like, oh I thought, because first of all, most of these numbnut suckers, they went there on a consensual thing, like they agreed to be part of all those freak offs. They agreed. But because now the guy is in the public, they'll be like, hey, I don't want to associate myself with so and so, and these. But if the RICO case decides to carry on, the defense is going to have to call some witnesses. And I bet you, Diddy got files for everybody. They can just call anybody. Oprah, so-and-so. Everybody been there. Freak offs and shit. Everybody been there. But so far, they don't want to associate themselves with the case. Because they're thinking, hey man, that's a lot. And guess what? It is a lot. It is a lot. Same as right now, Donald Trump is fighting with Elon Musk. And which kind of makes me think. Sorry about that. This whole time I used to think that Elon Musk is running America somehow, or he's part of the elite. But it turns out maybe the guy is at the primary level of the elite in the US. Because there are more powerful people who controls Donald Trump. Way more than we thought Elon is running the show. Never mind the Doge scandal. Never mind him saying they're gonna try to deport Elon Musk. Never mind them saying, hey, Tesla is not selling, stuff like that. Who's really whispering in Donald's ear, saying, you know what, lo mfana lo ngathi maye sewuza kakhulu, asimbala umlomo before azosimoshela. Because Elon came up in there confident, thinking he gonna run the thing, and then they showed him who really runs the thing. But here's the thing, man, Elon has money for days. Elon has money to buy the whole world. He's even trying to colonize space and Mars and all those type of bullshit. So, but it looks like his money still is not enough. It's not enough to silence some American elites. Because, hey, if you're gonna let another foreign nigger to come and dictate us in our own country, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Probably it might be possible that maybe Donald is taking orders from Kim Jong-un. You never know. Yes, you never know. We might think all these people, they are fighting. No, they're not fighting. They're just putting on a show. Because the way Elon says whatever that he's saying, he's trying to create another party. Imagine, another political party. He's saying a party for the people, stuff like that. But like I said, people, this is the new world order. Currently, everybody's just seeing flames. So, they're gonna believe in one religion, one currency, and one system. It's crazy, right? But anyway, I don't want to be talking about the US stories because we're here in South Africa and things are a bit different. All I gotta say is, if anyone has seen the G20, just know that there's gonna be some death in our country during the G20. Some of our government officials they're gonna be assassinated, they're gonna be killed, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's cancer, or it's natural cause, or it's this and that. Wait until you see who's dead and who's not, and who's running the show. You're gonna be like, oh man, and you said it. I believe you now. I believe you. Some bullshit, man. I'm telling you, some bullshit. But anyway, this is me, and this is you. As you can see that currently, man, I thought I was gonna do a normal show, but hey, my voice still doesn't agree for me to just carry on talking shit. Or maybe they're listening. Because my vocal cords, I can't really say I got flu, but my vocal cords, man, whenever I start to get late, my vocal cords, they tend to close. So, this is me, this is you, and I'm out. Peace out, motherfuckers.
Trejo Tebogo from Turfloop, but currently residing in Brakpan. I'm a scriptwriter and a filmmaker. I've always wanted to study film and TV production, but due to lack of funds, I ended teaching myself how to write scripts, shoot, edit, and direct short films and podcasts. I started a YouTube channel, LungTrey Studio, where I shoot short films and podcasts on my Samsung